Okay, I'm going to solve quadratic equations using the square root property. This is the second method of solving. And so I'm going to solve the first equation, x squared minus 36 equals 0. This one you actually could solve this one by factoring. It's one of those that there's more than one way to solve it. And the square root property is a little bit easier than factoring. Notice that this quadratic equation only has two terms. It has a quadratic term and a constant. It does not have the linear term. So to solve it using the square root property, first thing you want to do is add 36 to both sides. So we have x squared is equal to 36. Now just like the name says, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So that means equals the square root of 36. And whenever you take the square root of a real number, you always have to find the positive and negative square root so that you get both solutions to the quadratic equation. The square root and squaring are inverse operations, and they basically cancel each other out. So the square root of x squared is just x. And then the positive and negative square root of 36 is positive and negative 6. So when you put these in MathLabs Plus, you'll have to write 6 and then comma and negative 6 as your two solutions. All right, let's say we have x plus 3 squared is equal to 49. So this is another quadratic equation. It's in a little bit different form from the first one. This time I have a binomial squared on the left side, and it's equal to a constant. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. So I'll say the square root of x plus 3 squared is equal to, and remember, positive and negative square root of 49. So again, the square root and the squaring, inverse operations that cancel each other out. And so the square root of x plus 3 squared equals x plus 3. And then the positive and negative square root of 49 is positive and negative 7. So I have to finish solving for x, which means I need to subtract 3 to leave x by itself. Now when you bring that negative 3 over, put it in front of the plus and minus. It works a little bit better if you do that. So I have to find my two solutions. One is x equals negative 3 plus 7, which is 4. And the second one is x equals negative 3 minus 7, which is negative 10. And both of these check if you put 4 back in your original equation. 4 plus 3 is 7, and 7 squared is 49. And then negative 10 plus 3 is negative 7. And when you square negative 7, you get 49 also. So you're going to get two solutions to these. Okay, let's do one more. Suppose 5 in parentheses equal to 7. This is very similar to the previous one, except that the number on the right is not a perfect square. But I still want to take the square root of both sides. Now, hopefully you could do this in your head. The square root of x minus 5 squared is just x minus 5. And then the square root of 7, remember positive and negative, but since I can't actually take the square root of 7, I'm going to write it as the square root of 7. You just have to have it in radical form. So to finish solving this, we're going to add 5, bring the 5 over, get x equals 5 plus and minus square root of 7. Now we cannot actually add 5 to square root of 7 or subtract the square root of 7 from 5, but I have to write my two answers, 5 plus the square root of 7, and then comma 5 minus the square root of 7.